Hey guys, so for today, I can't talk. I feel drawn to, the card flipped over, but we're not ready yet. I feel drawn to just going straight in the way we did yesterday. I'm also not drawn to use oracle cards today. I'm not sure what message needs to come through, but let's open up. Let's let it through. What's the message for today's collective? What's the message for today's collective? Also, note on Tuesday, we have a full moon. So, stay tuned for that. So, we start with the King of Cups. Message for today's collective. We've got the Seven of Fire. The Four of Fire. Okay. Death and Rebirth. The Ace of Air. I just had to make sure I wasn't mislabeling it. It is the Ace of Air. The Five of Water. So I can already see the story taking shape, the Eight of Air. Now I'm going to tell you right now, I know some of you do not want to hear about past energy, but I have to tell you this, okay? If I'm picking up on this person still in your energy, it means that they're still in your energy. And for a reason, Spirit is instructing me to bring this message to you. So it doesn't have to be that you have to return to this person. It could be that maybe what this person is doing, you have to be aware of. Because maybe when they show up in such a different energy that you're like, maybe I was wrong. So it's like they're still in your energy field, which means they haven't let go of you. Even if you already let go of them, they haven't let go of you. And sometimes the messages come through from Spirit because they're trying to let you know this person hasn't changed yet. Don't be fooled. And that's all it is. It doesn't have to be something that you're deeply disappointed about. Oh, I forgot to show the last card. So the card that just came out is Choice. And then we've got the Six of Water. Overall energy, Faith. Followed by Self and King of Air with the Ten of Fire. So basically you're being asked to have faith in yourself. If you're worried that you would fall back into old patterns and you would go back to a situation that is clearly not the right situation for you, Spirit is saying, have a little bit more faith in yourself. That's not what we see happening. What we see happening is that this person has not let go of you, but there also is something that maybe you have to let go as well. And it's not about, I don't see emotion. I do see maybe forgiveness. And that did come up recently. There may be some forgiveness you need to do for this person. Let them know, you know what? I understand. I understand you're not the one for me. I understand that you are not in the best place in your life, but you did contribute to my growth. And for that, I am grateful. And I hope your life goes well and you let them go. Because I feel like whoever this King of Water is, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, this is somebody in this card, in this deck, this is somebody who's rewriting the narrative. They are in deep regret, but it's more like this is someone who struggles with accountability. Okay? They struggle with acknowledging where they need to grow. Self-awareness. They struggle with self-awareness. So to not get overwhelmed with what they said or what they did or how they hurt you, they are reorganizing the way things happened in their head to where they can kind of shift blame on you too. And it's helpful. It's helpful in the sense that when this person does come towards you and does express these emotions, it'll just confirm to you that they're not the right person for you. Because you're showing up as mother energy. So you're activating deep rooted pain in this person. They most likely have a mother wound, and you somehow remind them of their mother. So although they are focused on you, they want something with you, but I wouldn't say it's a relationship. At least not yet. I don't see that yet here. It's almost like they want a conversation. They want forgiveness because they know that they crossed some lines. They were wrong. For whatever they did, they know that they were wrong. But you are triggering some deep... I feel like, first of all, this person is not out of your orbit yet because I think you are still finishing processing some lesson concerning this person. Maybe you were overly giving. Maybe you were overly empathic, overly understanding. I think there's something that a lot of healers struggle with. The fact that you can understand somebody so much that then you start excusing almost everything they do. Everything they do has a reason, and there's a rhyme and reason to everything that they say or do. But you also never really hold them accountable. You don't help them grow that way. So by releasing them, you're finally helping them grow. But it's not over yet. We do have the 8 of air. Excuse me, which is basically the 8 of swords. And then we have the ace of air, which is the ace of swords. Together that makes the 9. The 10 isn't here yet. This isn't over. It's very close to being over. But it'll be over whenever you pass that threshold of understanding fully why you were in this person's life and why they were in yours. So let's start clarifying. Clarify the faith card for me. Because that's another thing. Faith, I'm not going to keep these. I'm going to keep these. Faith makes me think that some of you have gotten to this place where you basically were like angry at spirit, saying, why, how dare you bring this person into my life? Like I see memes like that and I'm just like, I don't know that y'all understand how things work. When they post memes that'll say things like, you know, God using another person for my character development or thing. That's not how it works. We have set this up with this person way before we came into this lifetime. We chose that person before we even met them in this lifetime. So when we're sitting here blaming spirit for those, like we're saying, oh, you put this person in my path, you forced me to like them. No. That's not how it works. You were attracted to this person. You chose to be attracted to this person for a reason. And whenever you allow yourself to explore that and say, what within me needed to be healed? What was it within me that I needed this person to mirror back to me? Because the way we allow somebody to treat us says a lot about us and how we feel about ourselves. For example, if I'm with someone who cheats on me and I allow it and I still want them back, that tells me I don't really value myself because they are clearly backstabbing me, betraying me, and I'm still fantasizing about this person who has betrayed and backstabbed me. So when we are in a place of saying, I don't care what they did, I'll still hold on to them. You need to look at yourself. What does that say about your self-esteem? What does that say about your emotional availability? So whatever it is that you are dealing with this person, spirit didn't put you there. You put yourself there. Don't try to pass the buck because then you're just like this person. Remember I said they struggle with accountability? If you're trying to blame spirit, you're trying to blame your spirit guides, you're trying to blame your ancestors, whatever it is, then that's why you haven't disconnected yet, because you have not taken accountability for your part in this connection. Two of Diamonds, Capricorn Venus. So this is very much a, think of it like a business arrangement. You two were like, okay, so on this specific lifetime, during these specific years, we're going to bump into each other. We're going to feel this connection, and we're going to help each other work through. I'm going to work through this, and you're going to work through that. And y'all shook hands, and the souls parted ways, and here you are. And now you're flabbergasted. You're confused about how you ended up connected to this person. That's because you don't want to look within. And maybe it's because you're afraid that if you look within, you will see something negative about yourself. But nobody's perfect. And those things that we may see as negative are actually just wounds that need to be seen, need to be acknowledged. Okay? So with the faith energy, we've got the Four of Goblets, Pisces, Uranus. The Eight of Teacups, Cancer, Pluto. And the Nine of Gold Coins, Taurus, Jupiter. So this person was definitely meant to address your faith in yourself. Okay, so for example, I'm going to use myself as an example. I'm not trying to always make it about me, but it's how I help relate. And for everybody, it's going to apply differently. So don't think, oh, well, the way she said it didn't apply to me, because it might apply differently to you. But it is about faith. Not only faith, but beneath faith, we've got faith in self. And then we've got the King of Air. Faith in your knowledge, faith in your boundaries, faith in your perspective, and mastery over it. So this person, and as well as intuition and integrity, I could keep going, because it's basically the masculine and the feminine, whatever it is that you do, this person was brought into your life to challenge that. So the person I'm thinking of that's connected to this is a friend, ex-friend, and I blocked them on everything, because this was somebody, we never got romantically involved. This is somebody I enjoyed having conversations with, but they were somebody who was very logically driven. And so whenever I would explain things like astrology and tarot, they did not, it didn't compute for them. And it got to the point where the straw that finally broke the camel's back, and I was like, look, I was coming at it from the point of just because we don't have the same beliefs, spiritual beliefs, doesn't mean we can't be friends. I like hearing other people's perspective. I want to know what someone who's very logical would think about things like this. I finally had to stop the friendship whenever I got accusations of being a fraud and a scammer, and I was like, okay, we're done. I'm not going to be okay with that. So I'm going to use this as an example because it did hurt, but it also cemented my faith in myself, because I know that I'm not a scammer. I know that what I do is very important, not just to me, but I help people. I've not only coached people one-on-one for years, but I give solutions to whatever it is that they're going through. And I know this about myself. So being confronted with that from someone who claims to be, well, they are in a lot of ways. They're very logical, very rational, but sometimes too much to where spirituality is non-existent for them. It made me realize that I'm just going to have to let go of people who are in that space. I may not be able to get along with everybody, even if I try. Even if I try to understand them, that doesn't mean that they're going to try and understand me. So whoever you are dealing with, Four of Goblets, Pisces, Uranus, this is somebody who was meant to shake that, for me, I know it's faith in self. For you, it might have been faith in your conviction, in your beliefs, because Pisces is also our dream world, our fantasies. And there are fantasies that some of you have had about romance, about career, about maybe religion, spirituality. And whoever it is that you're dealing with was meant to shake that, was meant to give it a good shake. Like, is this really what you want to hold on to? With the Eight of Teacups, Cancer, Pluto, there was something you were meant to leave behind. So again, for me, I can recognize that I was meant to leave behind the thing that I want to be the type of person that whenever I come across somebody, I feel like I can learn from them. Even if they're totally different than me, Even if they're from a completely different background, I want to learn anything I can from them. There's something that they know that I don't about the world, and I'm curious what that is. But not everybody's going to reciprocate that. And it did put me, that friendship put me a lot more in the state of, I, I want to understand everybody, but that doesn't mean I have to. Because some of that understanding will lead me to be in places where I get disrespected and walked on, and I'm not okay with that. So for you, maybe this means it's Cancer Pluto. So you might have had to walk away from people that you, either friends or people that you considered family. You might have had to walk away from beliefs that your family taught you, or beliefs about the home, because Cancer is also the home, beliefs about motherhood or feminine energy. But with the Nine of Gold coins, it was meant to put you in a place of self-sufficiency. So this happened to me way long time ago, even before I started shadow work. I realized I cannot be someone who depends on a man. I can't. Not only do I have a North Node in Aries, it's my path in this lifetime to not have to depend on anybody, to be independent. But also, I watched so many people around me, because I am Latina, right? I'm Mexican. So a lot of the Mexican culture is you have to depend on your man. And these women were put through hell by depending on their man. And I was just like, I don't think I want to do that. And then I went through it myself. I got married and ended up with someone who was not dependable. He just wasn't. Even if he was 15 years older than me, he was still not dependable. So there's just so many things that I got to the point where I was like, I have to be independent. I have to take care of myself. And for some of you, that might have been what came through. You had to realize, if you're looking for somebody who's going to be stable for you, who's going to be well off, there's a lot more than just their finances involved. Are they a mentally stable person? Are they an emotionally stable person? Are they somebody who knows how to connect emotionally? Are they somebody who knows how to be vulnerable? Are they somebody who you can count on, who is, solid, salt of the earth type person? Or do they gaslight? Do they manipulate? Do they play games? Is it only when it's convenient for them? There's a lot more to it than that. And I'm not saying you can't ever depend on a partner. I'm just saying that I'm just a lot more careful now, because I've had partners that I can count on. I really have. I'm not saying everybody's worthless. I just am very careful now before I lean on a partner, because I've learned. Experience has taught me I have to be very careful. Clarify King of Water. With the spear, Aries Sun. Yeah, whoever this person is, and this could be, it doesn't have to be just one person. This could be multiple people, but we are addressing them as a collective, one person, because it's just easier that way. But whoever this represents, the King of Water, they are somebody who's very emotionally driven. And right now, with the spear, if it was romantic, they might feel a little spark for you. You have their attention right now. That doesn't mean that they're in love with you. Please don't interpret it that way. But you have their attention. You did something, I don't know, like you sparked something in their emotions. You might have mirrored back to them, because that's what y'all were supposed to do. They were supposed to mirror something to you. You were supposed to mirror something to them. But the Five of Diamonds, Capricorn, Mercury, you mirrored to them maybe the futility of either one. This could be somebody who's totally focused on career and doesn't really care about Mother Earth or about other humans. You might have pointed out the futility in that. Maybe this is somebody who never wants to settle down or have children and build anything. And you might have pointed out that that comes from a place of avoidance and emotional unavailability. Whatever it is, you pointed something out to them that really touched their heart. It's King of Water. It really touched their heart. And now they're sitting there, because it's followed by the Five of Goblets, Pisces, Mercury. You're on their mind a lot. Not only are you on their mind a lot, they fantasize about you a lot. Because Pisces is the fantasy, right? But it's the sorrowful fantasy. It's like they play out a fantasy in their head where they didn't mess things up, where they didn't hurt you or they didn't push you away. But with the Three of Kintsugi, I'm going to say more than anything what this person would like is friendship. The Three of Cups. They want friendship. They love the way your mind works. Almost like they have a little crush because of the way your mind works. They're not in love with you, but they've got a little crush. Now, Seven of Wands. This especially applies if you are somebody who deals in divination. You see how she's in front of a bowl? She's scrying. This is the card for divination. It's the card for the intuition. It's the card for scrying. It's the card for tarot reading, astrology, all those things. If you're somebody who does that, this definitely applies to you. Because this person sees you as like you have this ethereal connection to the cosmic laws of the universe. Let's see. Clarify the Seven of Fire. Seven of Daggers, Gemini North Node. Yeah. So, I don't know who all this is going to apply to. Okay, I know a few of you also do tarot, or some others of you do oracle cards. This is just... I'm getting the energy of somebody who does not trust divination, and yet they're fascinated by it. They don't trust it. Seven of Daggers. They think it's sneaky. They think it's just illusions. But they also want to approach it strategically. It almost like, I don't know if you and this person might have had debates or arguments, or maybe you would talk to them about intuition. Okay, it doesn't even have to be divination. Maybe you would talk to them about intuition and they were like, that's not realistic. Or you would talk to them about magic and they were just like, what are we, Harry Potter? Whatever it is that you would talk to them about. With the Seven of Daggers, Gemini North Node, they don't trust it, but they're so drawn to it. Whatever it is that you explained. With the Six of Arrows, Sagittarius Chiron, this person wants to learn, but almost like they struggle at admitting that they want to learn. So they're just going to approach it like they just want to be your friend. But they're also going to slightly treat you like, you know those, I don't know if you guys know, I don't remember if this is in the 80s or the 90s, there used to be this toy called I think that it was called the Magic 8 Ball, and you would shake it and ask it a question and it would give you an answer. I kind of feel like this person would treat you like a Magic 8 Ball. Like, okay, well, like they want to test it. Their little scientific, logical mind wants to come and now test theories with you. They want to come and ask you like, well, what did your intuition tell you about this? And what did your little magic tell you about that? And whatever it is that you explain to this person, now they're gonna test the hell out of it. They want to test it. In some ways, though, this isn't over, because remember I said they're meant to solidify your faith in yourself. So if you're somebody who doesn't trust their intuition, this person is going to come and test your intuition. Almost literally. If you're somebody who does not trust your divination skills, they're going to test them. If they are and they're going to be brutal, because they're very Ace of Swords. Like they're opening to it because they're showing up as King of Cups, but they also have the Ace of Swords. They're in the middle of a transformation, but they are still conflicted. And their ego is very involved. So as much as they can, they want to discredit it because they don't want to feel stupid. They don't want to feel like something magical was in front of them the whole time and they just didn't see it. So they are meant to transform the way you do your work, though. And this is just confirming 3 of Wands. So on some level, they're actually going to help you. I know it sounds horrible to have someone come and question your intuition, your knowledge, but they're going to help you, like I said, solidify your faith in yourself. So let's say you're trying to break some barrier. And what I mean by that is, let's say you're somebody who, I think something I've always wanted to do, and I've mentioned this before, something I've always wanted to do is use tarot, astrology, divination, all sorts of divination to solve cases, to help police, FBI, whoever needs help, to help give them a perspective that other people could not give them, to help give them information other people could not give them. And something about this person is going to facilitate that for you. I'm not sure in my case how that would work out, but it could be that it's not even a person from the past. It could be that this cycle isn't over and you're about to meet someone else who is very similar because that cycle isn't over, but this new person is meant to help in that way. Clarify the Four of Fire. So yeah, it doesn't have to be a person from the past. I could be interpreting it that way because the energy is very similar, but it could be that it's just someone new. Clarify Four of Fire. Three of Goblets. Yeah, I think, okay. This kind of goes hand in hand with what I saw yesterday when I said, I saw teamwork. I think it was yesterday or a few days ago. I don't know. I see teamwork. I see friendship. This is the second time the Three of Cups came out. It came out first with the King of Cups. Now it came out as the overall energy for this Four of Fire. So the Katana Libra Sun. Either if this is a new person or someone from the past, it doesn't really matter at this point. This person that I'm picking up on, they want to form a partnership of some sort. With the Five of Geodes, Virgo, Mercury, they do believe, again, you're causing some sort of transformation in them, right? They're starting to believe that you may have information that they don't have. So for some of you, this is your intuition. Maybe you're somebody who astral travels. Maybe you're somebody who does scrying, or you're somebody who has really intense dreams. Whatever it is, that's all connected. It's all about spiritual gifts, right? This person is opening up to the potential of spiritual gifts. Look, we had the Seven of Daggers at first, remember? Now I've got the Seven of Claymores, Aquarius North Node. And they're starting to, like initially, I think that this person was drawn to it, but maybe they thought of it like, whatever method you were using, they saw it like, that's an old wives' tale. I mean, it's interesting. It's curious to look at and hear, but that's like for gossip. That's for petty bullshit. Now with it showing up in Aquarius energy, they're realizing, oh, we could, you're telling me we could tap into like global things, like global reconnaissance, global information. And they've got the Six of Wands, Leo, Venus. I don't know who you all are tapping into, but for some of you, this is going to lead to some sort of being in the spotlight. Because you have perfected this. This is the second time we get Virgo energy, and it's the Virgo moon, Four of Geodes. You have established some system, because look at the card word clarifying. I want you to pay attention to the card word clarifying. Look at that. Skill. You have perfected a skill. And you are so good at it that you have somebody you've literally persuaded somebody. You've changed their mind. And again, for some of you, it does not have to be a person from the past, because it doesn't have to be. But something about, even if it's a new person, they're going to remind you of the person from the past, because that cycle isn't over. Because being near this person is meant to solidify that faith you have in yourself, or in your spiritual path, or in your beliefs, or whatever it is that you're meant to transform. Clarify death and rebirth. Four of Daggers, Gemini, Uranus. So, it's meant to heal the way you speak to yourself. It's meant to heal the way you think about yourself, the way you think about your gifts. It's meant to expand your horizons on what you can accomplish with what it is that you do. You know, I don't know why I'm thinking of this right now, but I remember one of the first times I was doing energy healing. It was one of my first times. And at that point, I wasn't even charging for it, because I just needed feedback. I was giving energy healing because I wanted to hear what people were experiencing. Oh my God, it's already over 30 minutes. I need to stop part 1 before I continue. But let me just finish the story. And I remember I was working with this girl, and for some reason, the energy I saw connected to her, and I had to like energetically go in and pull it out of her, because it was like this really dark, heavy energy. I saw dogs, like a pack of dogs that we had to help her work through. And I was focused on the healing, and then afterwards I told her what I saw, and she was like, "You saw what?" And I was like, "A pack of dogs. I don't know why I saw that, but that's what," you know what she told me? It was wild. I'll never forget that, because I was just like, confirmation, girl, it's confirmation. She told me, she was a nurse, and she is. I don't think she's stopped being a nurse, but she said, I have this thing where when I'm dealing with patients who are very troubled, she has empath energy. She said she makes sure to like touch their hand while she's explaining something. And she's like, and I feel like I'm pulling like this wild black dog out of them. And she's like, and I've done that in multiple patients. I'm like, stop. Stop doing that. I know you're trying to help, but you're just absorbing energy and holding on to it, because then that's what I saw. And she had never told me that. I had no fucking clue she had ever done that before. It wasn't, I don't think she had ever shared that with anybody until I told her the energy that I saw and I had to pull from her. She was just like shocked, because that's something she had never shared with anybody. And that type of thing is confirmation that we know what the fuck we're doing when we're working on people, even when we have no idea who they are, what their experiences are. When you have perfected a skill long enough, you stop doubting yourself. That was when I first started. I promise you, I don't doubt myself now. I've had so many confirmations that it's, now that's one thing. I don't doubt myself the majority of the time. But if I was to go up against a panel of scientists and have them ask me to explain how tarot works or how energy healing works, I don't know how to answer that. I would need them to hook me up to machines, and while I'm doing what I'm doing, and watch the effect it has on the other person, and they tell me what the fuck I'm doing, because energetically I'm just going with my intuition. I'm being guided, but I don't know exactly how I'm doing it. Does that make sense? So anyway, that's what I feel like this is the change that's coming. In some way. So I'm going to stop part 1 here, because I already went over the 30-minute mark. Now it's going to be hard to load to Facebook. But if you are already signed up to the second tier on Patreon, I will see you guys on the other side, or on Facebook subscription. So